Hello everyone, my name is Deborah. I'll be your host on today's show. And I have a very special guest here. I'll let him introduce himself in a little bit. So in honor of the Black History Month, the month of February, we are hosting every Monday evening and Friday evening from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. a show to kind of invite people in the African diaspora that are making an impact on the community. And today, I'm honored to have Videgla Sekpe.
That's correct, yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. This is great, I love it.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Can you please tell our guests and viewers who you are?
Yes. My name is Videgla Sekpe. I am an entrepreneur here in the city of Omaha. By background, I'm a civil engineer. So I did some studies in civil engineering back home. So I practiced civil engineering back in Lomé, Togo, and also here in the United States. So recently, I started my own business, and so I'm very excited for the business, what it will bring to the community and our efforts together with other entrepreneurs here in this Omaha community. Welcome
to the show.
Thank you.
So this is Afro Swag Media and Magazine. We are here for the African diaspora, and like Videgla just introduced himself, he is in business, and I will let him tell us a little bit before we go deeper in questions about his business name.
Yeah, so the business name is Mjenzi. It's a Swahili term that means builder. And basically, my business specializes in residential and commercial real estate investment. Given my background in civil engineering, I'm also into construction contracting, and I've also done quite some extensive work in the marketplace over the last 14 years in business transformation. So I do a little bit of consulting and project management as well. So this is a little bit of the portfolio of the umbrellas that I covered as a business. So here in the local community, we invest into residential buildings that need to be, either facelifted and things like that, and being able to make it available to other families that are ready to move in. So,
okay, so when did your entrepreneurial lifestyle started?
That's a great question, Deborah. Just because I don't recall exactly when that passion or that dream started in me. And the reason is that my parents actually were entrepreneurs.
Okay.
My dad owned his own business. My mom always had something going on. And so it was just kind of a culture of at home. So I knew at some point that something was going to happen. I just didn't know when. But that's kind of a dream that I carried for the most part. So in this case, I took a journey of going to school, get the degree, get a little bit of exposure in the marketplace, learn a lot about how to run a business, and those type of things. But now the time is right to kind of come out and do my own thing as a business. So that's a little bit my journey in that becoming an entrepreneur.
That's very interesting. Your path, your educational background, and even your experience in corporate America. led you up to what you're about to do full time now?
Yeah, so real estate is very fascinating to me because I believe that buildings are not only good places for things to happen, like families or businesses, but I feel like those are like building blocks for society in a way. You know, we live in dwelling, we live in shelters, we send our kids to school, which is also a building. We, you know, ride on civil infrastructures wherever we go. Those are I would say buildings really that support society. And so to me, my contribution is not only to just buy and sell real estate, not just for, you know, whatever profit you can make as a margin out of it, but it's really to help families and our community stay healthy, find the right places for kids to grow in a good school district to be in, and those type of things. I think that's more of a bigger drive for me than anything else. Just kind of getting an inventory of my skill sets overall and how that can contribute for others to have the quality of life that they deserve. Really has been my passion going into this.
You know, it's kind of interesting because when I meet with entrepreneurs, when I meet with business owners, the first thing they're trying to accomplish, obviously, is their bottom line. And then once they have the business established, they kind of think about their social responsibility, how to make an impact on the community. But just from hearing you, it's like that's the number one factor that got you into the real estate business.
Yes.
How so?
You know, just studying really why we do what we do, right? I believe that there's no better way to live than really to have a cause, have a reason that is beyond profit margin or, you know, how much I have in my bank account. I mean, everyone kind of does their own different soul searching, but for me, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that families are where they're supposed to be, and if there's any contribution that I can make with my skill sets, then I want to be able to do that. So that is my cause. That is the reason why I do what I do. And margin, sometimes it's very slim, you know, sometimes inexisting, as long as I can have the joy of seeing a family thrive or, you know, a group of people thrive because of, you know, a facility that's available to them. To me, that goes beyond anything else. So I was born and grew up in Togo, and so that's basically what I claim as my nationality. And so I spent quite a bit of time there, and I even went to college there for a couple of years.
You mentioned something in the introduction. When you were talking about the real estate business, you also mentioned construction.
Yes.
And most of the people that I've met that are from Africa that are in real estate business today, they're realizing that the construction part of the business is very important because that's where they spend the most. So did you realize early on that construction and drywall and all that labor is very key to be a successful real estate business owner? Or, I mean, tell me about it. How did you know?
No, that's good. That's a great question.
If I may add, I'm sorry.
Go
because
ahead.
In Africa, most of the time, what we've been taught is you need an education and go sit in an office. But these are skills that will help you actually be successful in this field and also make the most cash.
So I guess in my search journey, I had to really listen to what really makes me tick. And it's really having the ability to leverage that passion for what I ultimately, that social responsibility that you're talking about, being able to use that towards that. So getting into the field itself has not been motivated by anything, but just to see that full expression of that passion. And that has driven a lot of the other component of it, such as a partnership that I've made over the years, or partnerships that are helping me today, because we're people that are like-minded, that are also looking in the same trajectory. So it's hard for me to say that it was, hey, I saw a lucrative, niche that I wanted to get in, or it was mostly looking inside intently and really connecting to what makes me tick, what makes me go, wow, I like to make a contribution and impact. And so in the midst of that, if you make cash, a little bit of cash along the way, wonderful. But
that's
if
a
not,
bonus.
Yeah, but if not, same thing. I would say, though, that I did practice a little bit of civil engineering back when I was home, and I knew back then that it was a lucrative type of field as well. But again, that didn't sway me at all. I was more focused on learning how things work together. Buildings here in the United States are different from buildings in Africa, and so just kind of understanding those nuances really have helped me just have a broader perspective of construction in general, and make me a well-rounded engineer. So I guess that's a little bit my journey. I'm always a people person, and so I love the fact that building really takes everybody. It takes the workers, it takes the owner, it takes a lot of pieces and parts, and really being the orchestrator of that happening to delivering a final product to the satisfaction of an owner or a group of people. It's really an exciting process that is just awesome to be part of.
I know for a fact that you've been in corporate America for more than 10 years. Yep. How does that differ from being a business owner?
So corporate America, for me, the way I see it is that it's a good training ground. Because it has the discipline, it has the rigor of really delivering a product or service to clients, customers, and so forth. And so if I look at myself 15 years back, no, I wasn't ready to start a business because I needed this training ground where you sharpen your skills, you better yourself in so many areas. And then the time comes where you feel confident, you've gotten to the point of mastery in some of your skills and abilities, and you're ready to take the step. And so that's how I see corporate America.
Your passion for real estate, or your passion for buildings and the magic behind it, how it was put together. You said something very interesting. You said you're a people's person, and then you like coming together and collaborating with like-minded people. Do you have a team that you work with?
Yes. So I'd say for the last 3-4 years, that has been my focus to start developing a team of individuals to surround me in this business, and that includes realtors, bankers, other investors, private investors. I got to know quite a bit of handyman that can fix anything or that can do anything. Contractors and things like that really have establishing this relationship of trust and respect and bringing that into the business arena has been very helpful to leverage this business. So,
tell me about the name of your business.
Yeah, so the name is Mjenzi. The M is silent. Mjenzi. It's a Swahili term. It really means builder. Swahili, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you speak Swahili?
I do not speak Swahili, but I've always been fascinated by Swahili. I've had friends from Kenya that taught me a few words, but I just thought it was. And when I think of Africa as a continent, I think Swahili is one of those most successful languages that could, eventually become, something for the whole African continent. And so that's why I kind of was inclined towards that.
So now that we're talking about the African continent and indirectly about the Black community, February is the month of it's Black History Month.
Yes, so much contribution from Black people all over the world that taking time aside and celebrating and recognizing the contribution of Black people is just amazing. I mean, there are so many things that I didn't know about, so many inventions that people have brought to the forefront of my mind. And being able to consolidate and understand that really is phenomenal. Just because life causes us to be so isolated in our own cocoons as Black individuals, either here in the United States or elsewhere, that we don't realize that we really are making significant contribution as a body of people. And so the awareness of that is just absolutely eye-opening and mind-blowing. So
that's amazing.
No, I guess for me, what I like to kind of touch on a little bit is the journey as an entrepreneur and being able to take risks. I know it's for all of us or those who may be watching right now, it's not an easy journey. I've heard folks that are working the 8 to 5, and then after that they're driving Uber to be able to save, to be able to launch themselves. But I'd say though that there's no better way to start than look within you. Just to figure out what makes you tick, what makes your heart beat a lot faster, and really connecting with that. And I'm sure Deborah, you've been there as well. And really taking that thing and pursuing it, and giving it the passion, giving it the time and the thought, and eventually it becomes a reality.
Right.
One person told me at once that your life becomes your most persistent thought. The thing that you think about the most becomes the reality of your life. So, so I'd say just continue to nurture those ideas. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the idea. Sometimes life have setbacks, but that's part of the journey. That's part of the beauty of coming forward as an entrepreneur. So but it's an exciting journey, and that's the way to live, really, to experience life to the fullest.
Those are great advice that you just gave. And I mean, if you're out there watching, this is a great speaker here. He's a great speaker. Invite him. And how do people get in touch with you?
Well, the best way is via email, videgla@gmail.com. I was able to snag that.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, Deborah, it's such an honor to be here today, and thank you for this platform. I wish all the best to Afro Swag and all the many initiatives that you have. I know it's shaking this community in a very positive way. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you. It means a lot to us. And before we let you go, I would like to remind our viewers of our upcoming event. So this is the official launch, official release cocktail party for Afro Swag Media Magazine. This is going to be on April 26th. It's a Sunday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Purchase your ticket. Make sure you reserve your spot right now because we have limited seats. So go online, go to Eventbrite. You won't be able to miss this. Reserve your spot now. Thank you so much for watching. This was Afro Swag Media and Magazine. Bye-bye.
Bye.